Go hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Before I let this play, we're going to open up with two scriptures because it's not going to be very long. Well, at least I don't think. I said that about the video yesterday, and it was almost an hour. But hey, spirit is the spirit. So the first two scriptures we're going to go to, Joel 2 and 28. I'm going to just read them because if Instagram will refresh if I come off the screen. All right, so this is Joel 2 and 28 I'll read it in the NLV or in NLT, and then I'll read the KJV. All right. Then after doing all those things, I will pour out my spirit upon all people. Your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams, and your young men will see visions. It's kind of about the same as at the KJV here. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. All right. And that includes pretty much everybody. So shamans, root, we're all everything that you're about to see. These rituals do not matter. Of course, they may have pulled from the left-hand side, and because, the Lord simply says it is time, then, the left hand and the right hand will agree on certain things because it is for, it's prophecy. That's how it was supposed to be. So we got that, and then I want to read Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Actually, maybe we'll start at 10. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This is also vanity, because, and here's the point here, verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, with fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked. Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh. There is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men, unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I said this is also vanity, okay? So the point is in especially verse 11 and verse 12. We might as well, I want to snag, is it 2nd Esdras? That's what I want. No. Before we do that, we're going to get Psalms 50 and 21 as well. We'll start at 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slander thine own mother's son. Remember, Jacob and Jake and E have the same mother, right? Rebecca. And their father is Isaac. And if you can understand, if you can receive it, before Yahushua was Yahushua that we know of in the New Testament, he was Isaac. And before that, he was Solomon. And before that, he was Melchizedek. But that's not the point of this, okay? So we'll stick to what we got here. Verse 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. All right, we're going to see a setting in order very soon here, okay? And sometimes it takes, because Jake don't believe nothing unless it comes from somebody else. So they'll believe a left-handed spirit. That's the confirmation that they need, and you'll pay for that. Don't worry, you will pay for that as well. But again, we'll keep it pushing here. So we got that. We got the Psalms. What else do I need? Of course, we have to read through Revelation 18. But I'm gonna let this play first, and then we'll come back to our scriptures. Let me rewind this, baby.
The video of those super shamans coming together, and I don't know if they're super shamans or not, but the reason why is because they're the best shamans in their region. But they all came together and they all did a ceremony someplace, some remote location. But besides that, right, the reason why they all came together is because they all had a vision of America falling. They're going crazy out there. You have pictures of Trump, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and they're burning it and they're throwing X's on it. They got skulls, they got flour, all types of things in this ritual that they're doing out there. And they're basically saying that this is the end of America. America is coming to an end. And those other countries that they're portraying as well too, they got their leaders out there and they're saying these certain countries are coming to an end. But America is going to fall the hardest. It's going to fall the fastest. And they got Trump out there and they're portraying Trump and showing you all these things. And again, like I said, it's these shamans, these people who quote unquote travel into the astral realm and pull visions and stories and everything like that. And yeah, man, it's crazy. So something is.
He said, America will fall the fastest. America will fall the hardest. What do you think of Isaiah 14, right? Now, so we'll read Isaiah 14, and then we're going to read through Revelation chapter 18, because there's a couple in the beginning of the chapter that it really hits on with this video. Okay, Isaiah 14. Oh, not even that. We also, Yahushua saying he beheld Satan fall as lightning. That's another one. There's another one we need. Okay, so we'll start at verse 4, and I'm going to skip around. Okay, this is Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, right? So as soon as all of this happens, and don't be fooled just because it mentions or in this video here, it shows Xi Jinping, it shows I forget the leader of North Korea, it shows Putin. That is just a change in a world order. That is what it represents there. Okay, so it's many different nations. Because this is a restoring of righteousness, all right, where Yahushua, okay, under Yahweh, then King David and the 144,000, that will be the new order of what the world knows, okay, of what is on this physical earth, from heaven to earth, as it is in heaven, right, or be on earth as it is in heaven, complete order, as it was always meant to be. So you're looking at a change in leadership, all right, all together. So this age, this eon, this era will come to an end, and a new one will start, right? He is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Let's continue to read here. Isaiah 14 and 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven? A place of high rulership, okay? Being in charge, being able to pull the strings, being able to take peace from the earth. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Okay, so we got that. And it will say, when did Yahushua say, I beheld? It has to be in Matthew. And it may be a reaccount or a retelling in Mark. Luke. It's in Luke. Luke 10 and 18. So let's go ahead and grab that real quick. Okay. Subtitle here is The Happy Results. Okay. The subtitle before that is The 70 Sent Out. Okay. So let me turn on the red letter here. All right. And I'm going to start at Luke 10 and 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Right. And you can see these left-handed spirits are subject. There's complete order. So if the Lord said it is okay for them to go ahead and present this information, that is why you see these shaman presenting this information, right? Yahweh is omnipotent, right? There is nothing out of order within the realm of the heaven. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And that is a prayer that we need to pray or remind. Not that the Lord needs reminding, but just like, let him know, Lord, this is what you said. And we're going to need that. We're going to need the power over the serpents, and we're going to need to pray that nothing can hurt us, because that is their ultimate goal, all right, is to do hurt to Jake. 100%, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and read Revelation 18, and we'll start at the top here. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitations of devils, right? So this place will no longer be inhabited, right? The only difference between this and the Holy Land will be rebuilt. And the hold of every foul spirit and cage of every unclean and hateful bird, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, right? Not physically, but separate mentally. Be under a better and a proper vibration, all right? Not accepting the ways of this world, not accepting the philosophies, not bowing down to, Democrat or Republican or leaning on this devil. Why would you lean on your enemy to make anything right with you when they hold themselves not guilty, right? So you're leaning on the Holy One, or what a scoffer would say, you're waiting on a sky daddy to come and fix all your problems. All right, let him say it, let him talk. All right, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto the heavens, and God has remembered her iniquity. And that is the most important part, right? Because that's what I read in the beginning. The Lord, just because the Lord doesn't judge a matter speedily, these devils think that they've gotten away with something. And it is a beauty to be judged immediately, so that, iniquity doesn't abound or doesn't pile on, right? So when you go off and you're judged instantly, that is an act of mercy, okay, according to the order of the heavens. That is an act of mercy. But when he allows these heathen to continue to do and do and do until that cup of iniquity has just overflowed, then boom, it's that time. Let's see, what else can we glean from here? Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. And we don't even know the half. Of all the information that has come out, there is still quite a bit that isn't even talked about. We don't even know. So it is going to be bad day to be an Eve, brother. Bad day. And lastly, what we will get here is 2nd Esdras 4 and 37. Okay, and the overarching, I guess, the summary of this chapter is Esdras or Ezra talking to the angel. I think it's Uriel, and he's asking him, why. If the earth be made for our sakes, like, why you got these heathen above us? Like, why can't you just have everybody born and, execute this judgment all at once so we can get back to what we're supposed to get back to? And Uriel's like, there is order. The Lord has set certain things that need, he set rules, and the rules must be followed. Okay. Simply put, all right, very, very simply, put rules are set, rules must be followed. Okay, and that goes also into not only the said measure being fulfilled, the different incarnations, the different prophecies that had to play out, but also, right, with on the other side, because it is balanced, right, these heathen get to do what they do, and that wickedness piles up, and then boom, when their judgment hits, it is hard, and you're going to see that in real time here very soon. Okay, so we'll skip down here to verse 30. All right, for the grain of an evil seed, this is second Esdras 4 verse 30, and we'll end it here in because it's quite a few that we need to read through. All right, so for the grain of the evil seed has been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing come? And look what we have from the time of Adam to the time of now, right? And we are approaching that time of threshing. Verse 31, ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed has brought forth. Okay? It's hidden right here. You're looking at it. You are seeing it. All right? And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without the number, how great the floor shall they fill? Okay? Then I answered, as Ezra said, and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Or wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the Most High, or the Most Highest, for thou haste in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope in this fashion? Wherein cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer, and said, even when the number of seed is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. All right, and then Esdras goes on to say, for our sake, peradventure, why can't we just do this all at once, right? And Uriel gives him the analogy of a woman that is with child, right? She has the baby, it takes 9 months, basically the Lord set an order, and the order must be followed, all right? So I believe the title for this will be the said measure being fulfilled, something along those lines. But I truly pray that you were edified. I think that you need to repent if you have not. If you are unsure or uncertain about anything, you should pray. All right, read through the first book of James, and it'll give you your instructions. And continue to strive to be under the proper vibration, and continue to strive for perfection. All right, understanding the fear of the Lord, calling on the names in truth and sincerity. And may Yahweh Bashim Shai guide us all, guide our steps, keep us in the way, or in his way, and not fall victim or fall prey to doubt, seeds of doubt, seeds of wicked thoughts, things that can take root, that can, cost us. I just pray that we stay on the right side. That is all of us. That is my hope. That is my sincere prayer. All right. Next to being edifying is that we are all kept. We are all covered. So, Shabbat Shalom.